Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity on the Lakeshore. You know, one of the things I love, I just have to say this, every time I come here, I go downstairs and I smell those cookies. Aren't they just great? I mean, okay, I'm going to try to mix this up a little bit. This is something called Affirmation Rock. It goes like this. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being. Let's repeat that. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being. I can create anything I want in this life. One more time. I can create anything I want in this life. The universe is on my side and I am loved. The universe is on my side and I am loved. I am loved. Okay, now I want you all to, oh, by the way, you can stand if you like. I want you to turn to the person next to you, look them in the eye and tell them what you really think, like this. You are a powerful, creative, spiritual being. You are a powerful, creative, spiritual being. You can create anything you want in this life. You can create anything you want in this life. The universe is on your side and you are loved. The universe is on your side and you are loved. Spirit's moving. We are powerful, creative, spiritual beings. We are powerful, creative, spiritual beings. We can create anything we want in this life. We can create anything we want in this life. The universe is on our side and we are love. The universe is on our side and we are love. We are love. We are love. We are love. One more time. We are love. All right. Give yourselves a big hand. Thank you. Thanks.
Good morning. I'm Laurel, and I'm your host today. So happy to be here. That was wonderful, Brian. Thank you so much for your wonderful music. Unity on the Lakeshore is a non-denominational spiritual community anchored in loving acceptance. If you are here with us for the first time, please know that whoever you are or wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. At this time, I've asked Thea to come up and light the Christ candle. You can read along with me the statement on the screen. We light the Christ candle, remembering the Christ in us. I told her I would help her if she got stuck, but there you go. Please join me in speaking our mission statement. You'll see it above. We embrace all people and honor all paths to God. We create a sacred space to raise the awareness and consciousness of the one Spirit in us all. We anchor ourselves in affirmative prayer, forgiveness, generous sharing, and loving community in service to our spiritual awakening. And now the affirmation of faith. There is only one presence and power as me and as the universe, God, the good, the omnipotent. Now please join us for our congregational song.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
And today's readings from the Mastery of Love. To master a relationship is all about you. The first step is to become aware, to know that everyone dreams his own dream. Once you know this, you can be responsible for your half of the relationship, which is you. If you know that you are only responsible for half of the relationship, you can easily control your half. It is not up to you to control the other half. If we respect, we know that our partner or friend or son or mother is completely responsible for his or her own half. If we respect that the other half, there is always going to be peace in that relationship. There is no war. Next, if you know what is love and what is fear, you become aware of the way you communicate your dream to others. The quality of your communication depends upon the choices you make in each moment, whether you are in tune with your emotional body to love or to fear. If you catch yourself in the track of fear, just by having that awareness, you can shift your attention into the track of love. Just by seeing where you're at, just by changing your attention, everything around you will change. Finally, if you are aware that no one else can make you happy and that happiness is the result of love coming out of you, this becomes the greatest mastery of the Toltecs, the mastery of love.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Boy, this is a wonderful energy here today. Thank you, Laurel and Brian and everyone singing, and Nancy for being here. I swear you can sing harmony to a song you don't even know. She just, she just goes to harmony. All right, let us take this time we just meditate for a couple minutes, which really means closing your eyes from the external world, which can be very distracting. And breathe yourself down into your heart. That song we just sang, "Open the Eyes of My Heart," which leads us to our spiritual sight, our ability to see not what is broken, not what is wrong, to see not what is lacking, but instead to see the possibility, to see the love that is wanting to be revealed and called called forth. The eyes of our heart are the eyes of your spirit. We must invite them to open because we're so conditioned by the eyes of the body. So breathe away the external world. Imagine it pixelating into a billion pieces and just disappearing. And place your full attention in the center of your heart. And I want you to imagine in the center of your heart a golden flame, like the flame of a candle, flickering. And this represents the eternal light of spirit that will never go out. But here's the great truth. If you'll allow your attention to go right into the center of the flame, it will not be burned. And you can begin to, with your attention, expand this light. See it growing and filling the entire chest, expanding and easily flowing and filling the body temple from head to toe. Now this little flame has become filling the whole body temple. And imagine that this flame of love is really what it is. This light is purifying and blessing the body temple and dissolving any emotions that have been blocked there throughout the week or any unfelt feelings that got trapped in the body. This is where illness comes from. So imagine your body temple just getting a kind of a golden light car wash. And the cleansing agent that we like to use here is forgiveness. So you can simply say within yourself, I ask that forgiveness set me free. I ask that forgiveness set me free from my judgments. I ask that forgiveness set me free from the ways that I have been hard on myself. I ask that forgiveness bless this body so that it can be used by love instead of a place of holding judgment and fear. Now imagine that you can extend this golden light streaming out into your relationships like cords of light that stream out from you 360 degrees all around, connecting with every relationship, known and unknown. Don't even worry about details. Just imagine that every relationship, past, present, future, are all in the flow of this love. And take a moment and imagine that this golden light sends a blessing. I bless you. And I release you from my judgments and my expectations. I bless you and I release you. Imagine a bunch of people just happy that they get to be freed by your love, that they get to take a deep breath and relax because they don't need to meet your expectations. They don't need to change one single bit for you. Your side of the relationship is where your attention is, as was pointed out. Bless them. Especially if you have children, lovers, dear friends that you've been not holding so dear. I release you. I bless you. You are free. And imagine now that that becomes ricocheted back to you, multiplied. The permission that you've given comes back to you be absolved from expectations, your own and theirs. So take a deep breath. And now, begin to draw your attention back easily into the heart, back to that golden flame. As you do, you bring with you all of the blessings you have just given and multiplied. And it is this consciousness that the service unfolds from. This completes our meditation, but take your time opening your eyes, relax as we welcome back Brian.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll get it all together and we'll get it undone. Someday when the world is much brighter. Someday, yeah, we're gonna walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when our heads are much lighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll get it all together and we'll get it undone. Someday when the world is much brighter. Someday, yeah, we're gonna walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when our heads are much lighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter right now. Right now. Right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. I told him he could do songs from the 70s any day. So this month, last month, we did the Four Agreements we studied the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it was such a wonderful series for us that I chose to continue the energy of the Toltec teachings by this book, The Mastery of Love, which is also one of his brilliant books, and he just has a way of taking really deep spiritual truth and making it very, very simple and clear on what our role is. Still means we got to do something, but at least it's understandable. what he's asking us to do. And last week we talked about the idea that you are a master. You're a master of your life. That's really what you were born to be. God created you in the image and likeness of itself, and God didn't leave anything out. God didn't go, oh, you get a piece of me. And that's kind of what we were taught, and that's part of us still wants to believe that. Because to take full responsibility of your divinity is something that we're not seeing in the majority yet. Probably because they're waiting for you, because you're the leader of that, in my opinion. But what he also pointed out was that our mastery went in a direction of becoming masters of jealousy, masters of fear, masters of control, masters of manipulation. Your creative power and mastery kind of took a dark turn. Now, he points that out to simply say the role of spiritual awakening is to move our mastery of fear to the mastery of love. This is really the journey around. And it doesn't say that it doesn't mean we haven't felt love. It doesn't mean that hasn't been, it's not so, black and white. There's gray area, but I really believe that a couple things. Number one, settling for the gray is not what we're here for. And number two, it's like the truth about spirituality is it is an all or nothing thing. I point often to the 12 steps where, they say understanding avails us nothing, that half measures avail us nothing. And we've been in a half measures world around spirituality. I certainly have, and that's totally fine. Like, that's been part of our becoming. But we need more than that. I need more than that. Since I'm the one up here talking, you're coming with me. So we're going all the way. He tells a great story in the book. It's called The Magic Kitchen. And the Magic Kitchen, basically, it's like, imagine that you're in a house, your house. And in your house is this magic kitchen where all you have to do is walk into it and ask for any food you want. And it will appear the best in the world, just absolutely beyond delicious. And there's no limit. You have friends come, family can come, everyone partakes of your kitchen. They can eat all they want. They can go. You never lose. You never run out. There's always more. It's lovely. You just feel in heaven in this magical kitchen. And it's delicious. And then someone knocks on the door and they say to you, I've got this pizza. And if you come with me and eat this pizza, I'll give you pizza as much as you want. I'll take care of you. And you would be like, why would I go with you to eat your pizza? Because in my kitchen is the best pizza in the world. Like, come in my kitchen if you want to taste pizza. You're like, no, you got to come with me. And that would be silly to you because you have what you need. Now, it goes on to say, now imagine that your kitchen is empty and that the cupboards are bare and you're hungry. And now someone knocks on the door and says, hey, I've got pizza. Will you come with me? And you're like, absolutely. And you eat their pizza, you partake of their pizza, and you go away from your world into theirs because they're giving you something that you don't have or you think you don't have. Now, this story is pointing us to now saying, now imagine that in relationships and in love. Because the truth is, within you is a kitchen filled with so much love and so much joy for you that you never need to abandon yourself. You don't need to follow anyone for a scrap of love. But the challenge is we think that our kitchen is bare. And we've been used to our own conditioning of running depleted or giving ourselves scraps of self-love. So when someone comes along, it's like, oh, you're the one. I've got to follow you. This is it. And you feel filled full for the moment. But this mastery of love is saying to us that the reality is anytime we are, and this is what we teach here in all of our teachings, anytime we want to get someone from someone else, or anytime we think someone else has something that we actually have in our own kitchen, then we abandon ourselves. And every time we abandon ourselves in the name of love, the energy of you will be angry. You'll be mad at yourself. Now, this isn't conscious because there's enough bells and whistles in the beginning to make it really look and feel wonderful. Yes, I'm not alone here. But at some point, those little irritations, those little judgments, those little expectations that become to be unmet, the real self. We talked about this last week, that in relationship, you start authentically, 2 and 2, but then you've got projected self and expectation self and mom and dad and all this. And so you're in a relationship with 100 people in the bed with you. And that's not fun. You can't find yourself. And this is what happens to us. And this is why mastery of love is a call, because this is prevalent in our world. This is timely. I've come to really know in my own work and through the teachings of Course in Miracles, which is what I do, that the healing of relationship is the healing of the world. When I was in India, one of my trips there, the guru did a lot of teaching on relationship. There was a whole month focused on this healing. And the idea that they began with is life is relationship. That is what life is. And when we're connected, that's when we feel alive. That makes sense, right? Now, you don't need someone to feel connected because you can feel connected to yourself. You can feel connected to the spirit of life around you. Connection is life. And this is what we're seeking. And when we believe we're not connected, then we believe our kitchen is empty, and then we're out seeking. You know, all of nature has a natural balance to it of giving and receiving. It's just connected. If you take humans out of it for a minute, and I think nature would go, oh, thank you, take them out. If you took humans out for a minute, everything just flows. The animals coexist. Sure, one will eat one, but no one's hoarding. No animals are judging, going, you know, giraffe, I just wish you could be more like a hippopotamus. You know, the cats aren't mad because dogs are dogs. There's just a natural existence. There's a harmony that you can look to. That's why we go for walks in nature. That's why we do what we do, because we feel that. Now, put humans into the mix, and something went awry. Now, I want to go to the Course in Miracles to talk about this, because the Course teaches it actually really well. So I'm doing a combo today. They call it special relationship, special. Not that the word special is bad, but it's how they use it in the Course. And special relationship means I'm one with everyone. This is my natural state. Love is shared. Love, I don't need to get any from you because I am it. It's like fish swimming in water, trying to find water. That's silly. They just are. So this is what, but then fear comes in and it shuts it down and it goes, oh, you are the one I love. And the moment that choice is made, it goes, whew. And the moment you love someone more than, we're just doing hard, holy teaching here today. The moment you love someone more than another in your mind, you have just stopped the flow of love. And this is what it's pointing to. Now, it doesn't mean you don't have preference. It doesn't mean you don't have relationships that are appointments. You do. We all have appointments. You have your children. You have your spouse. You have your family. These are, but the spiritual evolution, spiritual awakening begins to open up all of those special parts where you go, oh, everyone is love, and I'm one with everyone. But when we don't do that, and this is what the world does, we all learn this. We learned this is what we do. We find someone, and then it will be okay. Anyone discover it wasn't okay? No, because what happens at some point, you meet you. You meet you again. Now, this isn't wrong, because now our spiritual path says, okay, well, let's use that then. Now you can use your special relationship to return to holiness. So I'm not making any of this game wrong. In fact, I think it's a cool game to play when you know how to play it. If you're stuck in I need a special someone to be complete or whole, or you're stuck in, it's not just romance either. We have special relationships with doctors. We give them our power. We have special relationships with all kinds of people. I made a list we have family members, children, friendships, boss, employees, political parties. We have special relationship with everyone, which really means I expect you to be this way. I expect you to be who I expect you to be and to meet my needs because, oh, by the way, I stopped doing that years ago. So now I'm going to expect you to do it. And the whole game moves from sharing to taking and getting. And it's just painful. But again, that can be okay if you think of it like a video game where you kind of got to go down the rabbit hole and into the darkness to find your way out, because finding your way out makes it so much more fulfilling. So let's play it that way. Let's play it like, yeah, all of us got into that trap for a reason, because the highest goal is to know our holiness and our wholeness, and then to be in relationship from there. This is the game we're playing. And what a fun way to play it, by forgetting it and thinking you've lost. I mean, all the great, thinking of there's no place like home. There's no place like home. What a magical saying, clicking her heels and saying there's no place like home, discovering that's where she was. I mean, is that not the mystical truth right there in The Wizard of Oz? It's like that magical thing where you go, oh, I've always been home, I just forgot. I went on a journey, and on that journey I dreamed that I didn't have enough, because that's the core. There's a couple core lies that drive this dream, and one of them is the belief in lack. And I want to read from A Course in Miracles about this. It says, while lack does not exist in the creation of God, it is very apparent in what you've made. This world that you've made, this dream that you made. Lack is very apparent. It is, in fact, the essential difference between the two. God's world and the dream world. The essential difference is in God, it's a magical kitchen of more than enough always. And in the dream of separation, it is there's not enough. There's something missing. This is the key difference here. It goes on to say, lack implies that you would be better off in a state somehow different from the one that you're in. Anyone suffer from that? I do. Just me? Okay. I can take it. Until the separation, which is the meaning of the fall, nothing was lacking. There was no needs at all. Needs arise only when you deprive yourself. Isn't that fascinating? Like, we can't really honestly conceive of that completely. Needs only arise when you are depriving yourself. That doesn't make sense. And yet this is calling us so deep. So just think about that. How many people in your life have you placed your needs upon? And if they meet them, you have temporary relief, but then what if they don't the next time? What if they end up leaving? What if they end up dying? This is all going to happen at some point. And every time we project our needs outward, we will have a suffering as it bring it back home. But when we come here, we no longer have to. We no longer have to take that journey. So needs arise only when you deprive yourself. You act according to the particular order of needs you establish. This in turn depends on your perception of what you are. So what it's saying there is your needs are established by what you think you are. If you think you're unworthy, if you think you need affirmation, if you think you need whatever you think is missing, and this isn't conscious thinking, this is in the subconscious world where this lives, but we're living from those. And so whatever you think you're needing and lacking will be the experience that you create. It goes on to say a sense of separation from God is the only lack you really need correct. This sense of separation would never have arisen if you had not distorted your perception of truth and had thus perceived yourself as lacking. Now, don't try to figure out when you did that. Like, that's what happens. So when did I make that decision? That's how I was trying to. It doesn't matter when, red dot, you're here, right? It's enough to assess. I can just assess my current life to know, yeah, I think I made that agreement somewhere along the line. But what it says, most importantly, a sense of separation from God is the only lack that we really need, that we really need correct. Once we reestablish the primary connection, the remembering of your relationship with the divine, this is the one lie from which all the other lack and grasping and trying to get from others comes from. Anchored in God, you need for nothing. Now, it doesn't mean you don't have relationships. It means your relationships get flipped up and they become joy. They become places to share. And it doesn't mean, by the way, that everyone else is going to get it. You're still going to be surrounded by crazy because others are asleep. But as you get it, it becomes kind of funny. It becomes fine. It becomes completely acceptable because, everyone's finding their way the way that you did. When you're anchored in the love of God, it's natural for you to want to give and to help and to support and extend compassion. This is a key piece here. And then once that piece is connected, then the next one comes much more easily. Which one? What do you think the next relationship is? Come on, speak. God. Then what's the next primary one? Yes, yourself. But that flows much more easily when the first one is made. You'll be surprised how easy it is to actually love yourself, because the reality is you do. So you're not trying to, this is what the ego says. The ego says that, okay, in order to love myself, I have to go and all the horrible things I did, I have to forgive, and I have to do all these things. I have to make my body right, and I've got to do all these things. It puts our attention on the physical world. That's not yourself. Love yourself means love the truth of who you are, which is love. So it's actually not a leap at all. It's just a remembering. And when you love yourself from remembering that that's what you are, all these other things that you've been slicing and dicing yourself into, they just kind of naturally come together and come home. And the division within yourself disappears. Now, when the division within yourself disappears, you begin looking at the world from there. We call it wholeness. From wholeness, you see wholeness. And then it's really fun because someone will be telling you their broken story. They'll be telling you how bad the other person is and what went wrong and how they lost X, Y, and Z. And you're just like wholeness looking at wholeness. And you're not going to judge them. You're just going to be that place of upliftment. Spirit will just speak through you and they'll tell their whole story. And you just go, I believe in you. That's it. I believe in you. If you're ever wondering what to say to someone, I just gave you 4 words. All you need to say. You don't need to fix. You don't need to figure it out. You don't need to have the solution. You don't need to feel sorry for them. God, please don't feel sorry for them. That means you're agreeing that they're broken. Do you get that? But how common is that? You'll feel it all the time. Oh, I'm so sorry. And don't stop using the words because sometimes they work as long as inside you know what's true. You can say to someone, I'm so sorry. If inside you're going, I believe in you, I believe in you, I believe in you. It's a good move on the way there. But I promise you'll get to a point where you would never say, I'm so sorry to someone because you don't want to rob someone of their right and perfect journey. You're not sorry for them because you believe in them. And this is what this book talks about. It talks about respect. And what it really means by respect is you're capable. I am done my side of the street. I'm done making you incapable. I'm done making you my problem. I'm done deciding that you can't do something, so I've got to do it for you. Again, just talking to myself. That's what I do. So how to move out of this? Let's get to that. A few things for us to do this week. So how to move from special to holy. Number one, remember, I'm going to change there's no place like home. I'm going to go, there's no place like whole. There's no place like whole. W-H-O-L-E, by the way. There's no place like holy. There's no place like that. And where is that? Right here where I am. There's a quote from the Course that I love. It says, it's lesson 38. There's nothing my holiness cannot do. And it goes on to say, your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. Your holiness, you reverse all the laws of the world. Whew, you're pretty powerful. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as a child of God at one with the mind of your Creator. This, one of the ones from the Bible that I always remember is, you shall say to a mountain, move, and it will move. That's, what this is pointing to. So, again, can you take a moment? Am I the only one who's so hot in here? Jesus. I'm showing up in shorts and tank top, y'all, because I don't know how you do it. Poor Patrick, man. I keep the house at 65, and he's like wrapped in jackets. It's fine. I'm going to make it. There's nothing my holiness cannot do. I know I'm wired. I mean, y'all are in jackets. I don't know why I'm wired this way. It's very odd. And anyway, so your wholeness, there's nothing my holiness cannot do. You've got to be with that. You got to meditate on that. You got to be that because you've convinced yourself of so much power out there. You convinced yourself that the power is in the politics and in the financial systems and that they've got all the power and that you're at the effect. You've convinced yourself of this. And we talk about this. We talk about what's going to happen when Social Security disappears, when this happens, when that happens. Let me tell you what happens when you're in your own power. You laugh because you know God is your source. You know that it's not out there. And you will, from that knowing, attract whatever your solution is. There's nothing your holiness cannot do. So what could it possibly be upset about? This is the place that we want to get to this month. The mastery of the power of love in you, as a power source greater than any atomic bomb times a million. This is the power that you have, but it must be anchored in love and as love. Because if it's used to manipulate, if it's used in any way that is special, it will become immediately detonated. And then you're working from your own effort. That's a big idea that was not mine, so I hope you got that. I hope you got that. We move into the full power of our being. We become humble. We see it everywhere. And then we create love. And we become masters of that. That's the invitation today. So what we want to do, I had a lot more notes that you're not even going to get. And it's good, but we reached our end. So this week, it's so simple. Choose to give, choose to give, choose to give. Because we've been focused on what we're not getting. So our medicine is always to practice the opposite. When you're thinking something's lacking, when you're judging someone, what can I give them? What can I extend? Because it's about getting us out of ourselves. Everywhere, the grocery store, the post office, whatever you're doing, what can I give? What can I give? You can give a smile. But if you're giving from the love that you are, let me tell you something. That smile will heal. So it's not about reaching into your pocket unless that's the right thing to do. Words of affirmation. A blessing. Walk through your day blessing the strangers that pass you by. Give, 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 give. And we'll know you by what you did next Sunday because you'll literally be floating and shining. Everyone else will be sitting and you'll be up here. And we'll go, ooh, they gave all week long. All right, let us take a moment and pray this to a close. Take a deep breath with me. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. This is what we are. And so we come here asking the Holy Spirit, the divine idea of God within you, to help us remember that our connection with the divine can never be broken. It's only our thinking that makes it so. It's only fear that makes us believe we're separate. So Holy Spirit, remove the guilt, remove the fear, remove the shame, remove anything we're using, the belief in lack against our holiness. Let it be dissolved right here and right now so that we may remember that the only real relationship is the relationship with God, and that one is perfect. Holy Spirit, give within us the truth of the unlimited magical kitchen. Place it in our minds and let it be filled with creativity and joy and passion and grace and love and all the good of God that we are. And anything we need to call upon, it's right there. Help us to be so anchored in this truth that loving ourselves becomes the next natural step. What else would we choose? God is love, I am love, that's it. Put the period there. And once this is established, and it is established now, we say, Holy Spirit, use us. Use our hearts, use our hands, use our voice, use our smile, use all of us as a revelation of this love unto the world. Take us where to go. We don't need to worry about where to go. We don't need to worry about what to do. We don't need to worry about what to say. Use us from love as love. What a blessing. This is the mastery that we're seeking, and it is here now. With great thanks, we let it be, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Whew. All right. So now it's opportunity to give. How perfect. I invite the ushers and greeters to come forward. And I invite you to take the gift if you have the gift with you in your hand. Together we all say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am thankful. And thank you, online streamers. Before you go, please be sure to click that link and make a donation to this beautiful community. Thank you for your love. We invite Laurel back up, who will share with you other ways that you can give.
Okay, there's a few ways you can give. The ushers are here, and we also have an option to give through text. Send the word GIVE to 616-236-5205. If it's your first time giving this way, you will receive a link with instructions. If you have given before through text, then you can simply text a dollar amount to this number. You can also give online through our website at unityonthelakeshore.org/donations. For those watching online, the link is in the chat. And you can also mail a check to Unity on the Lakeshore, P.O. Box 848, Douglas, Michigan 49406. We will now have another song from Brian.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God is the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars and all of creation. God is creator and all in all, and God needs us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you. Here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine its light. So God needs us to shine its light. Yeah, God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. See, use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. As you show me all that I must do. As you show me all that I must do.
If you're in need of support, there are a few ways to receive that. First is to email us at unitylakeshore@gmail.com. You can also phone the office at 269-857-8226. And there's always the Unity Silent Prayer Line that's 24/7 at 816-969-2000. Reverend Mark is leading a meditation and book study on A Course in Miracles on Wednesday evenings. It will begin with meditation at 6:30 to 6:45, and then book study for an hour until 7:45. We are collecting jars of peanut butter for Allegan County Community Foundation and the Food Pantry Collective, which is part of Ladders of Hope. We will be collecting them through February 28th. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. This way you can share all about the great things going on here and engage others. You can find us at facebook.com/Unity Lakeshore. Are there any first-time guests with us today? Welcome. Are there any announcements from the community? If you'd like to make a suggestion or have any spiritual questions, there's a box in the back that you can submit your suggestion or question. Now it's time for our closing song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yes. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.